I'm going to show you how to make a pinch pot. We're actually, in this video, going to make two pinch pots so that we can put them together and form a sphere. I'm going to reserve a little bit of clay for later. This project will turn into a whistle. So I'm going to pull a little piece off, and this will work as the mouthpiece later on. This clay is nice and wet. Still, I wanted to set this off to the side, wrap it up with plastic so it doesn't get dried out. Whatever size, shape, piece of clay you get, you want to make sure that you get it a little bit more uniform when you get started. We're going to wedge it, get the air out, and compress the clay. So turn your lump into a six-sided cube. To do that, we're simply going to tap it and gently pat it, dropping it on all six sides, only from a few inches up, turning it every time in different directions. This helps to compress the clay, get the air bubbles out, and it gives us a nice cube to start with. It doesn't have to be a perfect cube. Could be a little bit more rectangular, but now we have a piece that we can easily divide into two sections, and those sections can be relatively close to the same size and shape. So I'm going to kind of make a little line around so I know, and then simply twist to divide it. So now I have two pieces that are about the same. These two pieces, we're going to create two small pinch pots. So I'm going to get it a little bit more uniform again, and then from a cube I'm going to go to a sphere. So gently pat out this into more of a ball shape and roll it a little bit. We're not too concerned with it being a perfect sphere, just so it's somewhat round. Now to make this into a little pinch pot, we want to use our thumb, stick it right down in the middle. Okay, you want to push, I'd say about halfway down to get started, and then you're going to take your thumb in the inside, your fingers on the outside. We're going to gently press and turn. As we're pressing and turning, we're slowly making this hole larger. Once it's big enough, you can do two thumbs on the inside. And now, as I'm gently pressing and turning, I want to make sure the walls of my pinch pot are all nice and uniform, and I'm starting to get the bottom pushed in. So this is a nice round dome, and all the walls and the bottom are nice and even and uniform. You want your pinch pot to be, I'd say about the width of your finger, maybe a little bit less. Do not pinch it super skinny. We're just gently changing the form, keeping the lip of this about the width of our finger. When you're done with the first one, you're going to do the same thing with your second piece of clay. Cube first, and then a sphere. And then we're going to do the same thing. We want our two pinch pots to be pretty close to the same size and shape. So I'm going to take my thumb, press it down, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to pinch, even pressure all the way around. Hole's gotten bigger. I can use two thumbs. Turning, turning, turning the whole time. Okay, making sure that the walls are the same thickness throughout and the bottom is the same thickness as the walls. If I get any cracks, I can just kind of smooth them out. The clay is still pretty wet at this point. Alright, now I have to kind of see if they're about the same. They kind of look like hamburger buns, and if we put them together, okay, both sides are about the same size. That is what we're looking for. When you do end up putting these together, the shape may differ. You might get something that is perfectly round, you might get something that's a little bit more egg-shaped, you might get something that's a little bit more flattened out. It's not a huge concern, somewhat round is what we're going for. Everybody's whistle is going to look a little bit different. We are going to be making whistles with this, but you can make all kinds of different things. You can make a bank, you can make, lots of circular forms, put them together to make another sculpture. All right, so our first step is complete to get the 2 pinch pots